What if I told you that your biggest problem isn't time, it's how you're using it? We live in a world obsessed with productivity. Yet somehow, we always feel like we're falling behind. "I don't have time" has become our go-to excuse for dreams we never chase, goals we keep postponing, and habits we never build. But here's the uncomfortable truth: you already have enough time. You just might not be using it the right way. That's where the 1-hour rule comes in. This isn't another time management gimmick. It's a mindset shift, one that will completely change how you think about progress, purpose, and potential. Because what if you could make real, meaningful progress, not by clearing your entire schedule, but by focusing deeply for just 1 hour a day? Imagine this. No more waiting for someday when you'll finally have enough time. No more all-or-nothing thinking that keeps you stuck. Just one focused hour, every single day, leading to big results over time. In the 1-hour rule, you'll discover the science of deep work and why 60 minutes of focus beats hours of distraction. How to find your most powerful hour of the day, and protect it at all costs. Practical systems to eliminate distractions, break down goals, and build unstoppable momentum. Strategies that scale across health, relationships, side hustles, and lifelong learning. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter, with intention. And the best part? You don't need a perfect schedule or endless motivation to start. You just need 1 hour. So if you're ready to stop waiting, stop procrastinating, and start making real progress, no matter how busy life gets, tap the link in the description below and get your copy of the 1-hour rule today. Let's turn small moments into massive results, together. Chapter 1. The Myth of Not Enough Time. The digital age, for all its marvels, has woven a subtle and insidious narrative into the fabric of our lives, the narrative of perpetual scarcity, especially when it comes to time. We scroll through endless feeds of impossibly productive individuals, hear tales of 18-hour workdays, and are bombarded with notifications that constantly pull us in a million directions. In this whirlwind, it's easy to conclude that the reason our grand ambitions gather dust, or our personal projects never get off the ground, is simply a fundamental lack of hours in the day. "If only I had more time," we lament, "then I could finally write that book, learn that language, start that business, or get in shape." This pervasive belief, that our progress is directly limited by the clock, is perhaps the most significant barrier to achieving our potential. The truth is, we often blame the lack of time for not reaching our goals, but the real issue isn't a deficit of minutes, but a misallocation of them. We have enough time, we just don't always use it effectively, or, more importantly, intentionally. This chapter aims to help you shift from feeling overwhelmed by external time constraints to feeling profoundly empowered by what you can genuinely accomplish in a focused, strategic hour. Debunking the productivity paradox. One of the most stubborn myths about productivity is that more time spent equals more results. This often leads to a frantic effort to squeeze more activities into an already packed schedule, resulting in burnout, diminishing returns, and a feeling of being constantly busy without being truly productive. Consider the student who crams for an exam for 10 hours straight, retaining little, versus the student who studies for 2 focused 1-hour sessions, integrating the material more deeply. Or the entrepreneur who works 16-hour days but is constantly distracted, compared to the one who dedicates a few highly concentrated hours to critical tasks. The reality is that our capacity for deep, focused work is finite. Beyond a certain point, adding more hours simply leads to exhaustion and a decline in cognitive function. What matters isn't the sheer volume of hours you spend on something, but the quality of the attention you bring to those hours. The 1-hour rule operates on this fundamental principle: a concentrated, undistracted hour of effort can yield more significant progress than several hours spent in a state of partial attention, constant interruption, or mental fatigue. Your relationship with time. Our relationship with time is not merely objective, it's profoundly subjective, shaped by our perceptions, beliefs, and emotional responses. If you believe you don't have enough time, you will inevitably act in ways that reinforce that belief. You might procrastinate. "I don't have a large enough block to start, so I won't start at all." Feel overwhelmed. The sheer imagined volume of work paralyzes you before you even begin. Multitask ineffectively, trying to do too many things at once, believing it saves time, but actually diminishing output and increasing stress. Wait for perfect conditions, believing you need a completely clear schedule, optimal energy levels, and absolute quiet to begin a significant task. This perception creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. We fall into a cycle where our belief in time scarcity leads to poor time management, which then reinforces our belief in time scarcity. The key to breaking this cycle lies in recognizing that time is a neutral canvas. It's our perspective, our mindset, and our allocation of attention that paint the picture of our productivity. When you shift your perception from "I don't have enough time" to "I have exactly 1 hour, and I will make the most of it," you empower yourself. This mental reframing reduces overwhelm, clarifies your focus, and instills a sense of urgency and purpose that scattered attention simply cannot provide. The power of the short burst. History and contemporary life are replete with examples of individuals who achieved extraordinary things not through endless toil, but through consistent, focused efforts, often in surprisingly short bursts. Consider the literary giants who produced masterpieces. Ernest Hemingway was known for writing in the mornings, often stopping when he knew what would happen next, maintaining a consistent output rather than exhausting himself. His sessions were intense, but not excessively long. Charles Dickens was a prolific writer, but he was also a man who juggled a demanding public life. His writing routine involved highly disciplined blocks of time, often early in the morning, focusing intensely before moving on to other commitments. Beyond the arts, consider the fitness enthusiast who consistently dedicates 45 to 60 minutes each day to exercise, rather than waiting for a mythical 3-hour block on the weekend, and achieves remarkable physical transformation over months. The student who reviews their notes for a focused 20 minutes each evening, rather than cramming frantically before an exam, consistently earns better grades because of superior retention. The entrepreneur who, after their day job, dedicates just 1 hour each night to building their side hustle, answering emails, developing their product, or strategizing, and eventually launches a successful business. They didn't wait for a sabbatical, they leveraged consistency. The professional who dedicates their first hour at work to their most critical, complex task before diving into emails and meetings. This deep work-first approach ensures their most important contributions are made with their peak energy and focus. These examples highlight a crucial point: significant progress doesn't always demand significant quantities of time, it demands significant quality of time. These individuals understood that consistency, intention, and focused effort within manageable time frames are far more effective than sporadic, overwhelming, or unfocused marathons. The myth of not enough time is a comfortable illusion, but it's an illusion that holds us back. By debunking it and embracing the power of concentrated effort, we begin to unlock our true potential and step into a new relationship with our most valuable resource. The next step is to understand how to practically carve out and protect these precious hours. Chapter 2. The science behind focused work. The efficacy of the 1-hour rule isn't just anecdotal or based on willpower, it's deeply rooted in the fundamental workings of our brain. Our cognitive architecture is simply not designed for prolonged, unfocused effort. Understanding the science behind attention, energy, and optimal brain states provides a powerful rationale for embracing short, highly concentrated work sessions over endless, distracted ones. This chapter will illuminate why optimizing your brain function for maximum output in minimal time is not only possible but the most natural and efficient way to work. Understanding attention spans and brain energy. Think of your brain's capacity for focused attention and cognitive energy like a battery. It has a finite charge, and every distraction, every context switch, every decision, however small, drains a bit of that energy. The myth of multitasking: our brains are not built for true multitasking. What we perceive as multitasking is actually task switching, rapidly shifting our attention from one thing to another. Each switch comes with a switching cost, a measurable decrease in productivity and an increase in errors. It takes time for your brain to reorient itself to a new task, retrieve relevant information, and get back into a groove. Even brief interruptions, like a notification pop-up, can take significant time to recover from fully. These constant micro-interruptions erode your cognitive energy and prevent you from achieving deep focus. Cognitive load. Every piece of information your brain processes adds to its cognitive load. When you're constantly bombarded by emails, social media, and open tabs, your brain is working overtime just to filter and process this influx, leaving less energy for the actual task at hand. This leads to decision fatigue, mental exhaustion, and a feeling of being busy without tangible progress. The circadian and ultradian rhythms. Our bodies and minds operate on natural cycles. Beyond the well-known circadian rhythm, our 24-hour sleep-wake cycle, we also have ultradian rhythms, cycles of alertness and fatigue that occur throughout the day, typically lasting about 90 to 120 minutes. During these cycles, we experience peaks of high-frequency brain activity, alertness, followed by periods of lower frequency, fatigue or restlessness. Pushing through these natural dips leads to diminishing returns and potential burnout. The 1-hour block aligns perfectly with our natural peak focus cycles, allowing us to leverage our inherent biological rhythms for maximum effectiveness. The power of 60 minutes. Given these neurological realities, it becomes clear why 60 minutes of uninterrupted, focused work can be exponentially more powerful than 6 hours of distraction. Consider a typical 6-hour workday riddled with interruptions. Checking emails every 10 minutes. Responding to instant messages. Getting pulled into impromptu discussions. Browse social media just for a minute. Switching between multiple unrelated tasks. In this scenario, you might be at work for 6 hours, but the cumulative time spent in a state of deep, productive focus might be surprisingly low, perhaps only 30 to 60 minutes total, fragmented throughout the day. The rest of the time is lost to switching costs, reorienting, and superficial engagement. Your brain is constantly fighting against a current of distractions, never fully immersing itself in any single task. Now, imagine just one dedicated hour implementing the 1-hour rule. You eliminate all distractions, phone on silent, email closed, notifications off. You choose one single, most important task to work on. You commit to that task for the entire 60 minutes. In this focused hour, your brain can enter a state of true concentration. You minimize switching costs, reduce cognitive load, and allow your neural pathways to fire efficiently on a single problem. The progress made in this 1 hour can easily surpass that of several distracted hours because of the intensity and quality of the mental effort. It's not about the quantity of time you spend, but the density of the productive effort within that time. The neuroscience of deep work and flow states. The concept of the 1-hour rule is deeply intertwined with two powerful neurological phenomena: deep work and flow states. Deep work, coined by author Cal Newport, deep work refers to professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skill, and are hard to replicate. When you commit to a single, focused hour, you are deliberately creating the conditions for deep work. Your brain is able to build and strengthen neural connections related to the task, leading to higher quality output and better retention of information. This isn't just about getting things done, it's about growing your skills and capacity. Flow state, often described as being in the zone, a flow state is a highly pleasurable state of consciousness where you are completely immersed in an activity. In flow, time seems to disappear, self-consciousness vanishes, and performance levels are remarkably high. From a neurological perspective, flow involves a temporary deactivation of the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for self-monitoring and judgment, allowing for unimpeded focus. It also involves a release of neurochemicals like dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, and anandamide, which contribute to feelings of well-being, motivation, and enhanced cognitive function. The 1-hour rule is a perfect catalyst for achieving flow. By removing distractions and committing to a single, challenging task for a set period, you create the optimal environment for your brain to slip into this highly productive and rewarding state. When you emerge from a flow state, you often feel energized and satisfied, rather than drained. This is the ultimate proof that quality of attention trumps quantity of time. By understanding and respecting your brain's natural limitations and maximizing its potential for deep focus, the 1-hour rule becomes not just a productivity hack, but a scientifically validated approach to achieving remarkable progress and cultivating a healthier, more fulfilling relationship with your work. The next step is to practically implement this knowledge and learn how to carve out these precious, productive hours in your daily life. Chapter 3: Identifying your high-impact hour. You now understand why focused work in short bursts is scientifically superior. The next crucial step is learning how to implement this knowledge into your daily life. This begins with a profound act of self-awareness, identifying your unique high-impact hour. Everyone possesses a distinct time window when their mind is sharpest, their energy highest, and their capacity for deep, concentrated work is at its peak. Aligning this peak performance window with your most important tasks is the cornerstone of the 1-hour rule. Finding your most productive time of day. Forget the notion that you must be an early bird or a night owl to be productive. While many successful people laud early mornings, the truth is, your peak performance window is uniquely yours. It's dictated by your individual chronotype, energy levels, and daily rhythms. To discover your high-impact hour, start by becoming a keen observer of your own energy throughout the day. For 1 week, try a simple experiment. Track your energy and focus. Don't just track tasks, track your mental state. Use a simple notebook, a spreadsheet, or a basic app. At regular intervals, e.g., every 2 to 3 hours, quickly jot down your energy level on a scale of 1 to 10, or simply low, medium, high. Your focus level, distracted, scattered, engaged, razor sharp. What you were doing at that moment. Look for patterns. After a few days, patterns will likely emerge. Do you feel most alert and mentally sharp right after waking up? Is there a lull mid-morning followed by a burst of energy after lunch? Do you hit your stride in the late afternoon or evening? You'll likely notice a consistent 1 to 2 hour window when your cognitive powers are at their peak. This is your potential high-impact hour. Experiment. Once you've identified a potential window, consciously try to schedule your most demanding mental tasks during that time. See if the quality and speed of your work improve. Adjust as needed. It might take a few attempts to pinpoint the perfect slot. For many, these peak times often fall into one of 3 categories. Morning larks, early risers often most productive between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. They thrive on getting a significant chunk of work done before the world fully wakes up. Midday warriors, afternoon peak, their energy ramps up later, often peaking between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., perhaps after a coffee or after getting initial administrative tasks out of the way. Night owls, evening achievers, they find their sharpest focus later in the day, often from 6 p.m. onwards, thriving in quieter, less interrupted environments. There's no right or wrong answer. The key is to find your natural rhythm and respect it. Prioritizing tasks that matter most, the one thing principle. Once you know when your brain is best, the next step is deciding what to work on during that precious hour. This isn't the time for email triage, routine administrative tasks, or endless meetings. Your high-impact hour is reserved for your most important task, MIT, the one task that, if completed, would have the biggest positive impact on your goals, whether personal or professional. To identify your MIT for each high-impact hour. Clarity on goals. What are your overarching goals for the week, month, or quarter? Break them down into smaller, actionable steps. The if-then test. Ask yourself, if I could only accomplish one thing today that would move me closer to my most important goal, what would it be? This forces brutal prioritization. Impact versus urgency. Resist the urge to prioritize based solely on urgency. What's shouting loudest? Focus on impact, what truly advances you. Urgent tasks can often be handled during lower energy periods. No more than 3. While you'll choose one MIT for your high-impact hour, it's helpful to have a short list, no more than 3, of high-leverage tasks for the day. This provides flexibility if your first MIT is blocked or completed quickly. This disciplined prioritization ensures that your most valuable cognitive energy is consistently directed towards efforts that yield the greatest returns, rather than getting dissipated on trivialities. tools to identify where your time is going and where it should go. You can't manage what you don't measure. Before you can effectively reallocate your time, you need an honest assessment of how you're currently spending it. Time tracking apps, tools like Toggle Track, Rescue Time, or even a simple stopwatch can provide objective data. Run them in the background for a few days, and you'll often be shocked by how much time is consumed by distractions, context switching, or low-value activities. This data is not for judgment but for awareness. Calendar blocking. Once you've identified your high-impact hour and your MIT, literally block out that hour on your calendar. Treat it like an unmissable appointment with yourself. Title it clearly, e.g., Deep Work, Project X, Writing Hour, Strategy Session, to reinforce its importance. Distraction audits. Beyond digital tools, pay attention to environmental distractions. Is your phone constantly buzzing? Are colleagues interrupting you? Identify these time thieves and proactively put strategies in place to minimize them during your high-impact hour, e.g., do not disturb signs, noise-canceling headphones, scheduled email checks. By understanding your natural rhythms, strategically prioritizing your most impactful work, and rigorously auditing your current time allocation, you gain the clarity and control needed to truly harness the 1-hour rule. You're not just finding time, you're creating it, by making deliberate choices about where your most valuable resource, your focused attention, will go. Chapter 4. Designing your 1-hour plan. From intention to action. You've learned that time isn't the enemy and discovered your personal high-impact hour. Now comes the crucial step, transforming this insight into consistent, tangible progress. Without a clear plan, even the best intentions will falter, swallowed by the demands of daily life. This chapter will equip you with the practical strategies to structure a single hour for optimal impact, leveraging planning tools and prioritization techniques to make your 1-hour rule a powerful daily reality. Breaking down big goals. The biggest obstacle to starting a high-impact task is often its perceived overwhelming size. A book isn't a task, write a book feels insurmountable. But write 500 words for Chapter 3 is a clear, manageable chunk that perfectly fits a focused hour. The key to successful 1-hour rule implementation is mastering the art of breaking down your grand aspirations into bite-sized, actionable pieces. Here's how to do it. The project ladder. For any major goal, e.g., launch a new product, learn a new language, run a marathon, create a ladder of steps. Rung 1. Goal your ultimate objective. Rung 2. Phases/milestones. Break the goal into 3 to 5 major phases. Rung 3. Projects. Break each phase into specific projects that can be completed. Rung 4. Tasks. Finally, break each project into individual tasks, ensuring each task can reasonably be started and significantly progressed within a single hour. Many tasks should even be completed within that hour. Example. Goal: write a book. Phase: complete first draft. Project: write Chapter 5. Task for 1-hour block: outline Chapter 5, draft 250 words, research case study for Chapter 5. The next action mindset: when you sit down for your 1-hour block, don't just think work on Project X. Instead, ask yourself, what is the very next physical action I need to take to move this project forward? This shifts you from vague intention to concrete execution. If write report is too big, the next action might be open template and create header or find data set for section 1. Time boxing for precision. Your 1-hour block is a time box. Before you start, clearly define what you intend to achieve within that specific 60 minutes. Write it down. This commitment creates focus and accountability. When the hour is up, you stop, even if you're not entirely finished. This prevents burnout and teaches you to estimate tasks more accurately over time. Creating daily rituals. Consistency is the superpower of the 1-hour rule. Spontaneous bursts of effort are good, but daily rituals are what transform your intentions into irreversible progress. Rituals reduce decision fatigue and build momentum. The pre-game ritual, 5 to 10 minutes before. Set up your workspace, clear clutter, get your water, ensure you have all necessary materials. Identify your MIT, Reconfirm the specific task you will focus on. Write it down. Eliminate distractions. Close unnecessary tabs, silence your phone, put on noise-canceling headphones if needed. Inform others you're unavailable. Quick review. Briefly review where you left off on the task. The deep work phase, 45 to 50 minutes. Engage fully. Dive into your chosen MIT. Resist the urge to switch tasks, check notifications, or get up. This is your period of intense, uninterrupted focus. Use a timer, a physical timer, like a Pomodoro timer, or an app can help keep you honest and aware of the time. Embrace discomfort. If you hit a challenging part, push through it. Don't immediately switch to an easier task. That's where real growth happens. The post-game ritual, 5 to 10 minutes after. Review and record. Briefly note your progress. What did you accomplish? Plan the next step. What's the very next action for this task? This makes it easy to pick up again tomorrow. Clear your mind. Do a quick brain dump of any new ideas or tasks that popped up, so they don't clutter your main focus. Transition. Gently transition back to your other responsibilities or take a short break to recharge. These simple rituals act as powerful psychological triggers, signaling to your brain that it's time to enter a state of deep concentration. Scheduling strategies that actually work for busy people. The most common excuse for not adopting the 1-hour rule is "I'm too busy." This is where smart scheduling comes in. It's not about finding extra hours, it's about making an hour. Calendar blocking. Revisited. This is your primary tool. Once you've identified your high-impact hour, literally block it out on your digital or physical calendar. Label it Deep Work, Project X, or My Focus Time. Treat this block as sacred as a client meeting or a doctor's appointment. Others will respect it if you do. The power of the non-negotiable slot. Decide that your 1-hour block is non-negotiable. If something absolutely must come up, try to reschedule your block for later that day, rather than canceling it. Protect it fiercely. Leverage transition times. Before work, if you're a morning person, wake up an hour earlier. This is often the quietest, least interrupted time of day. During lunch breaks, if your work allows, use 60 minutes of your lunch break for deep work, eating at your desk or after. After kids are asleep/before dinner, night owls can leverage these quiet evening hours. Found time. Can you use 15 minutes before a meeting, 30 minutes during a child's nap, and 15 minutes waiting for an appointment to combine into a full hour? Sometimes, an hour doesn't have to be continuous. The principles of focused work still apply. Batch similar tasks. Outside your 1-hour block. Protect your high-impact hour by batching lower-impact, administrative tasks, emails, calls, social media, into designated shallow work blocks later in the day. This keeps them from creeping into your sacred focus time. The 1-hour rule isn't a rigid dogma, it's a flexible framework designed to fit your unique life. By consistently planning your focus time, breaking down goals, and embracing effective scheduling strategies, you'll discover that profound progress isn't just for the privileged few with endless free time. It's within reach for anyone willing to dedicate one intentional, high-impact hour, day after day. The cumulative effect will astound you. Chapter 5. Eliminating distractions for maximum impact. You've identified your high-impact hour and learned how to plan for it. However, even the most meticulously designed plan can be sabotaged by the relentless onslaught of distractions. In our hyper-connected world, focus is a superpower, and distractions are its kryptonite. This chapter provides practical, actionable strategies to create an impenetrable fortress of focus around your crucial 1-hour block, allowing you to maximize output and achieve true deep work. Common distractions and how to combat them. Distractions come in many forms, both digital and environmental, and some even originate from within our own minds. Recognizing them is the first step toward conquering them. Digital distractions, the ubiquitous threat. Notifications. Every ping, buzz, and banner is a micro-interruption that pulls your attention away. Combat. Turn off all non-essential notifications on your phone, computer, and even smartwatches during your 1-hour block. Go into your device settings and disable them. For ultimate focus, put your phone in Do Not Disturb mode or, better yet, put it in another room. Email and messaging apps. The urge to just check can derail an entire session. Combat. Close email clients, Slack, Teams, and any other messaging apps during your focused hour. Make it a rule, these are checked before or after your 1-hour block, never during. If your job absolutely requires you to be reachable, consider an urgent-only email filter that notifies you only for critical messages, or designate a specific person to field true emergencies. Social media and news sites. The endless scroll is a black hole for productivity. Combat. Use website blockers, like Freedom, Cold Turkey, or browser extensions, to temporarily block access to distracting websites during your focus time. Better yet, avoid opening these tabs in the first place when you start your hour. Multiple open tabs. Too many tabs represent too many open loops in your brain. Combat. Before your 1-hour block, close all tabs not directly related to your MIT. Use a tab suspender extension if you need to save tabs for later but want them out of sight. Environmental distractions. The physical intruders. Noise, office chatter, street sounds, family activity. Combat. Invest in quality noise-canceling headphones. Even without music, they create a bubble. Use white noise, ambient sound apps, like Brain.fm or Coffitivity, or classical music without lyrics. If possible, find a quiet spot away from common areas. Clutter. A messy workspace reflects a messy mind and can be a subtle distraction. Combat. Before your hour, take 2 minutes to tidy your workspace. Only have what you absolutely need for your MIT within arm's reach. Interruptions from others, colleagues, family members, roommates. Combat. Use visual cues like a Do Not Disturb sign on your door or headphones. Communicate your focus time to those around you. I'll be unavailable for the next hour for focused work, but I'll be free after time. Setting expectations is crucial. Internal distractions. The mind's own sabotage. Worry and procrastination. Our minds often wander to anxieties or push us away from challenging tasks. Combat. Implement a brain dump before your hour. Write down any nagging thoughts, to-dos, or worries that come to mind. This acknowledges them but allows you to set them aside for later. Remind yourself that this hour is for action, not contemplation of the task's difficulty. Fatigue and hunger. Basic physiological needs. Combat. Ensure you're well rested and hydrated before your block. Have a healthy snack if you think hunger might distract you. Addressing these foundational needs is key to sustained focus. Setting boundaries, digital and personal. Eliminating distractions isn't just about turning things off, it's about establishing clear boundaries that protect your focus zone. Digital boundaries. Scheduled check-in times. Instead of constantly checking, allocate specific times of day for emails, social media, and communication. This trains your brain, and others, that you're not always instantly available. App limits. Many phones offer features to limit app usage after a certain time, or after a set duration. Use them. Personal boundaries. Communicate your needs. Clearly articulate to your family, team, or housemates when you need uninterrupted time. Explain why, e.g., this hour allows me to finish my most important work, so I can be fully present later. Designated workspace. If possible, have a designated workspace that, when you're in it, signals Do Not Disturb. Saying no. Learn to politely decline requests or interruptions during your protected time. I'm in a deep work session right now, but I can help you at time. Building habits that protect your focus zone. The ultimate goal is to embed these strategies into your daily routine until they become automatic. This is where habit formation comes into play. Start small. Don't try to eliminate every distraction at once. Choose 1 or 2 of your biggest culprits, e.g., phone notifications, email, and master those first. If-then planning. Use conditional planning. If it's time for my 1-hour block, then I will put my phone in the drawer and close all tabs. This creates clear triggers and responses. Consistency is key. The more consistently you practice these habits, the stronger the neural pathways become, making it easier over time. The reward system. Acknowledge your success. After a productive 1-hour block, take a short, genuinely refreshing break. This reinforces the positive behavior. Review and adapt. Periodically assess your distraction-fighting strategies. Are new distractions creeping in? Are some strategies no longer effective? Adjust as needed. By proactively designing an environment and a mindset free from distractions, you elevate your 1-hour block from a mere time slot to a powerful, productive sanctuary. This isn't just about getting more done, it's about doing your best work, experiencing the satisfaction of deep focus, and ultimately, making significant strides toward your most ambitious goals, one sacred hour at a time. Chapter 6. Measuring progress without obsessing over perfection. You've learned to identify, plan, and protect your high-impact hour. Now, how do you know if it's working? The human mind thrives on feedback. Tracking progress is vital for sustained motivation, providing tangible evidence that your consistent, focused effort is indeed yielding results. However, there's a fine line between beneficial tracking and falling into the traps of perfectionism, self-criticism, or burnout. This chapter will guide you on how to measure meaningful outcomes, adjust your plan based on real results, and celebrate the small victories that keep your momentum strong. Tracking meaningful progress in your hour. The objective of tracking isn't to create another burdensome task, but to provide clarity and encouragement. Your tracking should be simple, visual, and focused on output rather than just activity. Focus on output, not just time. Don't just tick a box saying, "Did my 1-hour block." Instead, note what you achieved. Instead of "worked on" report. Try completed executive summary for Q3 report, or drafted 3 key recommendations for project proposal. For creative work, wrote 450 words for Chapter 7, or completed sketch for new design concept. For learning, finished Module 2 of Python course, or understood concept of specific topic. The streak method, a simple yet powerful visual motivator, is the streak. Use a calendar and mark an X or a check mark for every day you successfully complete your 1-hour focus block. The longer the streak, the more motivated you'll be to keep it going. Don't break the chain. This gamified approach leverages our natural desire for consistency. A simple progress log. Keep a dedicated notebook or a digital document for your 1-hour rule progress. At the end of each session, jot down date and time of block. Specific MIT worked on. Tangible progress made, e.g., completed Section 2, identified 5 key research papers, resolved bug X. Optional, brief reflection, felt very focused today, struggled with distractions, need to close email next time. Visualize long-term impact. Every few weeks, look back at your progress log. You'll likely be astonished by the cumulative output. Those small, consistent hours add up to significant milestones that once felt impossible. This long-term visualization is a powerful antidote to feeling like you're not moving fast enough. Adjusting your plan based on results. The 1-hour rule is a framework, not a dogma. Life happens, energy fluctuates, and priorities can shift. The true power lies in your ability to adapt, not in blindly adhering to a rigid schedule. Review regularly, adjust iteratively, set aside 10 to 15 minutes once a week, e.g., Friday afternoon or Sunday evening, to review your progress log and your upcoming week's plan. Did you hit your planned 1-hour blocks? If not, why? Without judgment, just observation. Was the work you planned for your MIT realistic for an hour? Did you overestimate or underestimate? Are your high-impact hours still aligned with your peak energy? Are your MITs still the most important tasks? Have priorities shifted? Based on this review, make small, incremental adjustments to your next week's schedule or task breakdown. Embrace flexibility, not perfection. There will be days when life throws a curveball, and your 1-hour block simply won't happen. Don't let one missed day derail your entire system. This is where perfectionism is a trap. Instead of giving up, acknowledge the miss and recommit to showing up for your next planned block. One missed hour doesn't negate weeks of progress. The goal is consistent progress, not perfect adherence. Listen to your body and mind. Sometimes, Pushing through when you're genuinely exhausted or unwell is counterproductive. It's okay to skip a session or shorten it if you truly need rest. The 1-hour rule is about sustainable, high-quality output, not about grinding yourself down. Rest is also a critical component of productivity. Celebrating micro-wins to stay motivated. The journey toward big goals is long, and waiting for the ultimate finish line to celebrate can lead to demotivation. The 1-hour rule thrives on the power of micro-wins. Acknowledge every completed block. Every time you successfully complete a 1-hour deep work session, give yourself a moment to acknowledge it. A mental pat on the back, a quick stretch, or a sip of your favorite beverage. This simple act creates a positive feedback loop in your brain. Celebrate weekly progress. During your weekly review, take a moment to genuinely appreciate the cumulative progress you've made. Seeing a week's worth of completed MITs is incredibly satisfying. Share your progress with a trusted friend, mentor, or accountability partner if that helps. Tie rewards to milestones. For larger micro-wins, e.g., completing a major section of a project, hitting a month-long streak of 1-hour blocks, consider small, non-food-related rewards. It could be buying a new book, enjoying a guilt-free hour of your favorite hobby, or taking a short walk in nature. The reward reinforces the positive behavior. Focus on the small wins effect. Research shows that consistent small wins contribute more to sustained motivation than waiting for one large, infrequent victory. Each completed 1-hour block is a small victory, building your confidence and reinforcing your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. By tracking your progress mindfully, adjusting your approach with flexibility, and celebrating every step of the journey, you transform the 1-hour rule from a mere time management technique into a powerful engine of personal and professional growth. You'll not only achieve more but also enjoy the process, finding motivation in every focused hour and every meaningful stride forward. Chapter 7. Staying consistent when motivation fades. You've harnessed your high-impact hour, learned to plan effectively, and even started tracking your progress. But let's be honest, there will be days when the alarm rings, your energy is low, and the allure of deep work feels like a distant fantasy. Motivation is a fickle friend, it comes and goes like the tide. If your progress hinges solely on feeling inspired, you're setting yourself up for inconsistency. This chapter delves into the critical truth that consistency beats intensity every time, and how to build resilient systems and routines that ensure you keep showing up, even when your enthusiasm wanes. Consistency beats intensity every time. Think of building a magnificent structure. It's not the occasional frantic burst of activity that erects skyscrapers, it's the consistent laying of bricks, day after day. The same principle applies to your goals. A sporadic 8-hour marathon session fueled by a sudden surge of motivation, followed by weeks of inaction, will yield far less than a consistent, focused 1-hour block every single day. Compounding effect. Just like compound interest in finance, small, consistent efforts compound over time into massive results. Each hour builds upon the last, strengthening skills, deepening knowledge, and incrementally moving you closer to your objective. These small, daily wins accumulate into a formidable force of progress. Skill acquisition. Consistency is paramount for skill development. Whether you're learning a language, coding, or playing an instrument, short, regular practice sessions are far more effective for neural pathway formation and retention than infrequent, lengthy ones. Your brain benefits from the repeated exposure. Reduced overwhelm. Knowing you only need to commit to 1 hour, rather than a colossal block of time, reduces the mental barrier to getting started. It transforms daunting tasks into manageable daily commitments. Building momentum. Every time you show up for your 1-hour block, you build momentum. This small act of discipline creates a positive feedback loop, making it easier to start the next session. It's often the starting that's the hardest part, and consistency makes starting automatic. Building routines that stick. Goals provide direction, but systems provide the means to achieve them. A system is a routine, a process, a set of habits that you follow consistently. When motivation fades, your robust systems kick in, ensuring progress continues on autopilot. Design your environment for success. Make it as easy as possible to start and as difficult as possible to get distracted. Visibility. Place your relevant work materials where you can see them. Accessibility. Reduce friction. If you're writing, have your document open. If you're exercising, lay out your workout clothes. Obstacle removal. As discussed in Chapter 5, proactively remove digital and physical distractions before your hour begins. The power of pre-commitment. Make decisions in advance. Instead of deciding each morning if you'll do your 1-hour block, decide the night before exactly when and what you'll work on. Calendar blocking, as discussed in Chapter 4, is a form of pre-commitment. Implement habit stacking. Attach your 1-hour block to an existing habit you already perform consistently. After I finish my first cup of coffee, I will do my 1-hour deep work block. Before I open my email in the morning, I will complete my 1-hour deep work block. As soon as the kids are asleep, I will start my 1-hour side project work. These triggers make it easier to initiate the new habit. Lower the bar on low-energy days. On days when motivation is truly at rock bottom, don't aim for peak performance. Just aim to show up. Instead of writing 500 words, commit to 150. Instead of a full hour, commit to 30 minutes. The goal is to maintain the streak in the habit, even if the output is reduced. This reinforces consistency and prevents a complete derailment. A small win is always better than no win. Handling setbacks and staying on track. No one is 100% consistent. You will miss days. You will face unexpected interruptions. The key is how you respond to these setbacks. The never miss twice rule. If you miss a 1-hour block today, make it your absolute priority to show up for it tomorrow. 1 missed day is an anomaly, 2 creates a pattern. This simple rule prevents a slip-up from turning into a complete abandonment of your system. Analyze, don't criticize. When you miss a session, avoid self-blame or harsh criticism. Instead, adopt a curious, analytical mindset. What caused me to miss it? Was it an external event? A lack of planning? Fatigue? What can I do differently next time to prevent this? This objective self-assessment helps you learn and refine your system, making it more robust against future challenges. Reconnect with your why. On days when motivation is absent, remind yourself of the larger goal you're working towards. Why is this project important to you? What will the long-term benefit be? Sometimes, a brief moment of reflection on your deeper purpose is all it takes to reignite your commitment. The accountability partner. Share your 1-hour rule commitment with a trusted friend, colleague, or mentor. Knowing someone else is aware of your goal can provide an extra layer of motivation on tough days. A quick check-in can make all the difference. By shifting your focus from the fleeting nature of motivation to the enduring power of well-designed systems and unwavering consistency, you empower yourself to make profound, steady progress. The 1-hour rule isn't just about productivity, it's about building the discipline and resilience to achieve your biggest dreams, one focused hour at a time, come what may. Chapter 8. Scaling Success Beyond 1 Hour. By now, you've grasped the profound power of the 1-hour rule. You understand the science of focused work, you've identified your peak productivity times, and you're building the systems to make your dedicated hour a non-negotiable part of your routine. You've witnessed how a single, consistent hour can transform a daunting task into a series of manageable, achievable steps. But the true genius of the 1-hour rule isn't limited to a single project or a professional endeavor. Once this habit is firmly built, it becomes a robust foundation for something much bigger, applying this disciplined focus across multiple areas of your life to achieve compound growth and lasting, transformative change. Using your 1-hour wins as a foundation for bigger growth. Think of your successful 1-hour blocks as small, powerful engines. Once you've proven their effectiveness in one area, you possess a blueprint for success that can be replicated and scaled. The confidence gained from consistently making progress, even on challenging tasks, is invaluable. Proof of concept. Your initial 1-hour wins serve as tangible proof that you can make significant progress in small, consistent chunks. This erodes the old myth of not enough time and replaces it with an empowered belief in your own capacity. Skill transfer, the discipline, focus, and planning techniques you've honed for your primary 1-hour block are highly transferable skills. You've learned to identify your MIT, eliminate distractions, and show up consistently, principles applicable to any goal. Momentum multiplier, each successful 1-hour session creates momentum. This isn't just internal motivation, it's a real, tangible push forward that makes the next hour, or the next project, feel more achievable. As you gain more small wins, your belief in your ability to tackle bigger challenges grows. This isn't about adding more hours to your day necessarily, but about strategically allocating your most potent resource, your focused attention, to different, high-leverage areas of your life as you refine your scheduling and capacity. Applying the rule to health, relationships, side hustles, and learning. The beauty of the 1-hour rule is its versatility. Once you're adept at protecting and leveraging one focused hour, consider how you might apply this concentrated effort to other domains that often suffer from neglect due to perceived time scarcity. Health and wellness. Instead of, I don't have time for the gym for 2 hours. Try a dedicated 1-hour block for a high-intensity workout, a focused yoga session, meal prepping for the week, or researching healthy recipes. This consistent effort, week after week, will yield far greater results than sporadic, guilt-driven efforts. Relationships. Instead of, we never have quality time. Try a relationship hour, one focused hour each day or every other day where phones are put away, and you genuinely connect with your partner, children, or a close friend. This could be a deep conversation, a shared activity, or simply active, undistracted listening. Quality of attention transforms relationships. Side hustles and entrepreneurship. Instead of, I'll start my business when I have more free time. Try a daily or several times a week side hustle hour. This dedicated time could be used for product development, marketing strategy, client outreach, or skill acquisition specific to your venture. Many successful ventures were built one focused hour at a time after the day job was done. Learning and personal development. Instead of, I wish I could learn a new skill/language. Try a learning hour dedicated to online courses, reading textbooks, practicing a new language, or diving into a complex subject. The consistent exposure and concentrated effort during this hour will lead to remarkable mastery over time. Creative pursuits. Instead of, I'm just too busy to be creative. Try a creative hour for writing, painting, composing music, or brainstorming. Removing distractions and committing to this block often unlocks deeper creative flow and consistent output. The core principle remains: identify the most impactful action for that area of your life, schedule your 1-hour block, ideally during your peak energy, if possible, or leveraging flexible slots, eliminate distractions, and commit fully. Turning small wins into long-term transformation. The journey with the 1-hour rule is not about quick fixes, it's about building a sustainable methodology for growth. Each small win, each successfully completed hour, is a testament to your discipline and foresight. These aren't just isolated victories, they are building blocks for a fundamentally different way of living. Accumulated achievements. Imagine a year from now, looking back at 200 or 300 hours of focused effort applied to a single goal. The results will likely be astonishing: a completed manuscript, a new skill mastered, a stronger personal connection, a thriving side business. Identity shift. As you consistently show up for your 1-hour blocks, you don't just achieve goals, you transform your identity. You become the person who finishes what they start, the disciplined learner, the consistent creator. This internal shift is the most profound and lasting transformation. Reduced stress and overwhelm. Paradoxically, by being more intentional with your time, you often feel less stressed. You're no longer scrambling or constantly feeling behind. You know that consistent, strategic effort is being applied, freeing your mind from constant worry. A life of intentionality. Ultimately, the 1-hour rule cultivates a life lived with greater intention. You become proactive rather than reactive, choosing where your most valuable resource, your focused attention, goes, rather than letting it be dictated by external demands and digital noise. The 1-hour rule is more than a productivity hack, it's a philosophy for living. It's a reminder that within the constraints of modern life lies an immense opportunity for progress, growth, and fulfillment. By committing to just one focused hour, consistently applied, you unlock the power to achieve not just your immediate goals, but to build the life you truly desire, one powerful hour at a time. The time is not the enemy, it is the canvas upon which you paint your future. Conclusion. Your new productivity mindset. You've journeyed through the core tenets of the 1-hour rule, moving from the liberating truth that time isn't the enemy to understanding the powerful science behind focused work. You've learned how to identify your unique high-impact hour, master the art of breaking down big goals into manageable chunks, and build the indispensable systems that protect your focus from the relentless tide of distractions. Finally, we've explored how these consistent, 1-hour victories can scale across every facet of your life, leading to profound, compounding growth. The essence of this book can be distilled into a few core principles. Quality over quantity. It's not about how many hours you work, but the quality of focus you bring to those hours. A single hour of deep, uninterrupted work can often yield more significant progress than an entire day riddled with distractions. Intentionality is power. Don't wait for time, create it. By proactively scheduling and protecting your high-impact hour, you reclaim agency over your most valuable resource, your attention. Consistency compounds. Big achievements rarely come from heroic, sporadic efforts. They emerge from the relentless consistency of small, focused actions. 1 hour, day after day, adds up to remarkable transformation. Systems trump motivation. Motivation is fleeting, but well-designed systems provide the scaffolding for sustained progress. Build routines, eliminate friction, and make it easier to show up, even on low-energy days. Progress, not perfection. Track your meaningful outcomes, celebrate your micro-wins, and adjust your approach with flexibility. Don't let the pursuit of perfection derail consistent progress. Final tips for lifelong implementation. As you integrate the 1-hour rule into your life, keep these enduring tips in mind. Start small, stay humble. You don't need to transform your entire life overnight. Pick one high-impact task, commit to one focused hour, and build from there. Each successful hour reinforces the habit. Be your own scientist, continuously experiment with what works best for you. Your peak hours might shift, your preferred rituals might evolve, and your challenges will change. Observe, learn, and adapt. Communicate your boundaries, teach others how to respect your focus time. Whether it's a do not disturb sign or a polite heads up, clear communication protects your sanctuary. Embrace the off switch. Remember, the power of focus is amplified by rest. Schedule breaks, recharge fully, and don't let the pursuit of productivity lead to burnout. Quality rest makes your focused hours even more potent. Revisit your why. On challenging days, reconnect with the core reason you're pursuing your goals. Your passion is the ultimate fuel for sustained effort. The knowledge you've gained in these pages is powerful, but knowledge alone won't create change. Action will. The beauty of the 1-hour rule is its immediate accessibility. You don't need to rearrange your entire life, quit your job, or find an extra day in the week. So, here's your call to action. Start today. Choose one meaningful task, the one thing that, if you made progress on it, would bring you the most satisfaction or move you furthest toward a significant goal. Now, commit just 1 hour to it. Find your quiet space. Eliminate distractions. Set a timer. And dive in. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve. This isn't just about managing your time, it's about mastering your attention, unlocking your potential, and truly building the life you envision, one focused, impactful hour at a time. The power is already within you. It's time to unleash it.